Good morning. We are more than halfway through Vlogtober, and it's been an experience, I can tell you that. I mean, I knew there was going to be a lot of work, and but it's a lot of work. I take my hat off to people that do daily vlogs. But I don't think this vlog, I think it's going to be a 3-day compilation. I think I'm going to put 3 days together, and possibly moving on for the second part of Vlogtober. I think I'm probably going to do 3-day vlogs more so than 2-day or a single day, because we have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things to do. And this weekend also we're going to my sister's house. They are moving house, so we're going to help them move, so I won't be able probably to record that day. But anyway, it's definitely an experience. I don't know if I'm gonna do this again. There's definitely parts that I really enjoy. However, everything else suffers in the life, because this is very time consuming. I thought that I'm going to be able to accomplish more, because holding myself accountable, kind of, if I say, okay, I'm going to do this on camera, and that I'm going to accomplish more. But by the time you're recording everything, even though it makes the chores more fun, it does take a lot of time, and kind of everything else in the day suffers. You know, my work, the house, other things that I need to do. But I learned a lot, so I'm probably going to give you my thoughts at the end of Vlogtober. But that was just to say that this is probably going to be a 3-day vlog, and possibly that's how I'm going to be continuing for the rest of the month. I cast on the hat that I need to make for my nephew, the last hat for Christmas. I cast on yesterday. But what I did decide, well, I still have time until I finish the blue part. I was telling you that I was thinking the second part to do in the hand-spun merino that I was going to spin, because I don't have enough of Shetland silk left to do the whole half of the hat. And I got a suggestion to do the Shetland silk only in the middle, so it becomes a brim, and whichever way it's turned, that is the color, which I might do. But then I would have to kind of really estimate how much he's going to be folding it. I have to see. But if I don't put the Shetland silk in the middle, what I'm thinking to do is, instead of spinning merino, because that way I have to match the thickness of drop snort, and I don't enjoy spinning if I have to get a certain type of yarn. Usually when I'm spinning, I kind of do it intuitively. I blend the fiber, and I just let the fiber talk to me, and I spin the way that it wants to be spun, and I get what I get. It's definitely, I don't strive for a certain type of yarn. I just get surprised how it comes out at the end. So I don't enjoy spinning in order to get a certain, it's not gauge, how is it called, wraps per inch, or anyway. But what I did find is this Flora, Drops Flora, which is very similar to this. It's lighter. On the camera it shows much lighter, but in real life it's almost the same. I did find this, and the Drops Flora is a bit lighter than Drops Nord that I'm doing the first part of the hat with. So I thought I'm going to hold it with the strand of cobweb yarn, and I found in my stash, I found a cone of this beautiful merino, which is pretty much the same color. It's cobweb. So I think these two will go well together, and I think that's how I'm going to do the hat. That's that for today, and I made some stitch markers yesterday, so I'm going to take them out of the molds today, finish like doming them and possibly make them into sets. I'm not sure if I'm gonna finish making them into sets today, but that's the plan. That first pitaya, that first dragon fruit flower, it actually did pollinate and it develops into the fruit. However, the second one didn't. So I think that the next time I see it, I'm going to try to hand pollinate them. But look at the first one. I think it's ready for harvesting. I have to check because this is the first time I'm growing a dragon fruit. I don't really know when they're ready, but this one definitely looks ready. I checked about the dragon fruit when it's ready for harvesting, and I don't think it's ready yet because it says that this needs to be, the body needs to be the skin bright color, which it kind of is, but it says that when these scales start to wither, which they didn't yet. And it's quite important because what it says is that the dragon fruit doesn't ripen when it's off the plant, of the cactus. So I have to wait until it ripens. When I see these scales withering, when they start to wither, that's when I'm going to pick it. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but somehow I have already finished everything that I set up to do today. So I can pretty much for the rest of the day do whatever. I can just rest and knit or crochet or whatever I want to do, and I can do that anyway. It's not as if anybody else gives me tasks, but I kind of usually write down what I want to accomplish for the day. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it's easier for me when I put it on the list, just in bullet points, to-do list basically. And it feels so good, like when I'm crossing them over, when everything is done. And apart from the laundry that is washing now, which has to go in the dryer later and be folded, I'm pretty much done. And I also yesterday, I finished the stitch markers that I was telling you that I was making. I didn't bring them here with me, but I think I have some photos. I do have photos, so I'll put them here. And when I'm playing with resin, I have the chance to play with different colors because the items are so small. So I get to play with different color combinations, and rather than kind of like risking if I'm going to like that, if it's something that I'm going to knit or wear and it's not necessarily the yarn that I would get in those colors. But with these resin pieces, I get to play with different colors and combinations, whatever I kind of think of. So I like that. I enjoy that. And I also took a really nice photo of the cactus outside, the one that has the pink flower. And that flower blooms, I think it's only once a year. and it blooms for a couple of days. When the cactus was young, it would just be one flower. It would open, last for like 2 days, and then close up. But now, as the cactus is growing, like that flower opens, when that one dies, a new one comes out, and it usually happens in October, and it lasts only for a couple of days. But I was recording it and I took the photo, and it's just really nice. I think I'm putting it somewhere now here, because the actual flower is in focus and the actual cactus is out of focus. So I'm really happy about that one. I hope it's going to come out on the screen as I see it like this close up. I forgot to show you yesterday that jumper that I started knitting last week, and I kind of like came quite well, it's not far, but I already did the top part and the sleeve part. It's out of my hand spun yarn. Okay, so one strand was my hand spun with camel, alpaca, merino, silk, and then I applied it with a strand of cashmere, white cashmere, and gray merino, I believe. So this is kind of experimenting, in case you didn't see it in one of the other episodes. It's a drop shoulder. I'm not doing any short rows. It's a boat neck, and I didn't do any ribbing for the collar. It's really, I mean, I'm going blind on this, and I think it's gonna work out. We'll see. I can't tell yet, but this is how it looks. I wanted a wide neck opening, and I have increased every round in order to get to like mid bicep here. And then I split for the sleeves by knitting flat front and back. And now I have joined in the round after I got the sleeves, and everything is approximate, really. There is no stitch counts. I kind of like saw how the neckline is going to be, and then I was increasing for that many centimeters until I saw, you know, where it's going to fit me. And when I was making the sleeve opening, I was kind of trying out like this to see, because I want relatively tight sleeves, but not too tight to be uncomfortable. They fit fine. It's going to be a relatively lightweight and drapey jumper or sweater, I think, because as I said, this is an experimentation. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that, to see the fabric that I'm getting. And I don't know if I'm going to put anything else on the collar, because I think this kind of little bit of a rolled neck, if it works out the way that I would like it to work out, the way that it's working out in my head, then it's going to be drapey. And I'm thinking this kind of boat neck with a bit of a rolled edge, I think that would look nice. But in that case, once I come down to the sleeves and the bottom part, I wouldn't like to do ribbing. So I have to see what, I still have time by the time I reach that part. But I'm thinking what to do, because I don't necessarily want to do the ribbing. Do I just bind off and leave it again as a little bit of a rolled edge? Is that going to bother me later? The one thing that I'm kind of like going more towards is for like 1 or 2 centimeters to do this linen stitch, because that one lays flat and it's not ribbing. I would have to go up a needle size, because I think when I did it another one time, it's more dense. So I think I made a mental note that I should go one size larger. So maybe for a couple of centimeters that linen stitch, so I avoid the ribbing, but I also avoid too much of rolling of the fabric. Anyway, I will keep you updated on this. However, it is now when I am knitting the body, somehow there is a lot of stitches I think that's how it works with drop shoulder, because usually with the raglan you kind of put those stitches on hold and you're knitting just the body, and it feels like a relief because it's less stitches. But with this one, I feel like there is quite a bit of stitches. It's going to be boxy, but I'm happy with how it's working out, and I'm using 3.5 millimeter needles. I don't think I have ever used 3.5 millimeter needles. My favorite one that feel most comfortable in my hand are 3 millimeter, and I do a lot of DK on 4 millimeter needles jumpers. But my favorite one, the way that it feels, is 3. However, I like this as well, and this is the smallest size in my interchangeable Addy clicks. They don't have 3 millimeter or smaller than that. So I think I'm going to make more jumpers in this size. I like it. I like the fabric that it's creating, and I like how comfortable it feels in my hand. And I also, last night, I was working on the crochet blanket. That's the last thing I'm going to show you. On one of my crochet blankets that I'm working on, it's this, let me take it off. It's this blanket that it's basically white handspun yarn. Most of it is Shetland, and I have some merino as well, that I'm holding with a strand of mohair something blend, which is kind of self-striping. It changes the shades of gray, but I'm getting this beautiful striped effect. And it's not even halfway through, but I was working on that last night, and I was looking at how much of the handspun yarn I have left, and it's not that much. I have this one, which I think this is merino from what I can feel it. I also have these two that are single ply, so I need to ply them. I think these are Shetland. Yeah, they feel like Shetland. They don't feel like merino. And then I found another two, there were skeins of this. This is merino, but now when I kind of made it into cakes, I feel like, I don't know what happened here, but the twist is very low, and I think the yarn is thinner than and not as airy as the one that I'm already using. And I have two of those. So what I might do is take a strand of white fingering commercial yarn and hold it with that, just to use up these two balls. Because if I kind of keep them for another project, it's not really enough for a jumper. I don't know, I could make something else out of it, but I don't think so, because I'm not gonna try to make yarn the same like this in order to have enough for a sweater's quantity. And I really don't know what happened here. I don't know why the twist is so low. I don't know if you can see it, but the twist is really low, and it's not as fluffy. Was this one of the earlier ones that I made? I have no idea, no recollection. Just from the feel of it, I think it's merino. But it should work. It should work fine if I hold a strand of undyed sock yarn or something like that. So yeah, okay, that's that. And what else did I put that? No, I think I covered everything. Okay, I hope you're well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.